Okay, since Demidia Diaries is on an unfortunate re-recording hiatus, we're gonna do this. Unscripted vlogs in which I tell you something. I mean, I know what I'm gonna tell. Okay, so the P.I.L.E.S. P.I.L.E.S model. I'll talk to you about the P.I.L.E.S model of mostly creative creation. See, that wouldn't have happened scripted. Of any sort of productive pursuits, I guess it's applicable. And it concerns that how motivation works, why you do things, why different projects you have in mind or different things you might want to do feel different, why you feel like you have the juice to do some of them but not the others, and swings back and forth. That's complicated. And this is me figuring that out. So, P, pragmatic. Pragmatic motivation is you want to have the product of the thing you're wanting to do. Really good example of that is most people learn to cook or do cooking because of that. They don't super enjoy the process necessarily. They don't get praise for it usually on most occasions, but like they want food. I like eating good food. To me, it's also intrinsically fun, but for the most part, yeah, you do it because you want the thing, or you draw because you want to have the drawing by the end of it. Right? So just the thing you're wanting to do, that's what motivates you. The actual end product. And you know that something is largely pragmatically motivated if the scenario of someone else offers to do it for you, no strings attached, for free in exactly the way in which you imagine it, if that would be just as good, if not better, because you don't have to put the effort in, then it's probably pragmatically motivated. Like, you just want to do the thing, no one else is doing it for you, so you gotta do it yourself. Inherent. Inherent motivation is the joy of the craft. It's just, you like doing it. I alluded to it before. To me, cooking is also incredibly meditative process. It's intrinsically fun to do. But for the most part, like writing, for me, it's just thinking while sitting at a keyboard. It's the natural process by which my brain rids itself of ideas. And the same way for visual artists, like doodling, that sort of thing. You do it, and it would be more difficult for you not to do it, or at least it's relaxing, it's enjoyable. You just do the thing, usually not particularly hard, usually don't have a strict end goal in mind. And this, just enjoying the thing you're doing, might sound like the most pure motivation one could have, but it's not super useful by itself, because it's very fleeting. Again, it's doodling, you're not challenging yourself, you're not trying to get better really, you're gonna do the things you vaguely know how to do and can do kind of from muscle memory. Like, I write disjointed scenes which fit the mood. I don't have to think about how they fit into anything, so it's not gonna finish any bigger project. And yeah, you have to challenge yourself, and this is a kind of brain turned off, or at least brain in a fugue statey mood kind of thing. So again, these should all be mixed. Any one thing you do should have a balanced diet of motivations behind it. Those are usually the projects which get finished, they're the projects you don't burn out on, etc. Balanced diet. But I think, okay, no, the first three are the really important one. 3 is learning. If you actually want to get good at it, if you start a new thing, the products of your labor aren't gonna be the way you want them to be, aren't gonna be what you expect them to be, they're not gonna be pragmatically satisfying, and also it's gonna be hard and it's gonna be painful, and you're gonna look at what you create and go, this fucking sucks, despite having put a lot of concerted effort into it. But you get the sensation of growth. You're doing it not for the actual end product in the moment, but for all future projects, and to grow yourself as a person. Like, language learning often fits into this, even though it's also in the long run pragmatic. You want to actually speak it, to do whatever with it. But a lot of it is also just challenging yourself to do something which is difficult, pushing through that pain. And eventually, arriving at a point. So, like for me, doing face studies, I'm learning to draw, and any of my drawing is still very much, well, not still very much, it is very much like learning mode. I enjoy getting slightly better at it. And these face studies, they're not fun, they hurt. I look at them as I do it, and this is terrible. This sucks. I hate this. I hate every moment of this. But then, if a week later, I look back and I'm like, okay, yeah, I see where I've improved. That's good, because eventually I want to be able to draw. So learning motivation, really good if you actually ever want to be decent at anything. You have to challenge yourself, you have to push through the pain. But if you only do that, boy, you're gonna suffer. So hopefully there's some pragmatic motivation, something else at the end of it. Or external motivation. Praise is fun. It's good when you can make friends that you relate to about the thing you're working on, if someone's interested in that. We're social creatures. This one might seem shallow or impure, but yeah, so long as you don't exclusively do things for external validation is a nice additional thing to have. It feels good. I don't say anything wrong about it. Again, so long as it's mixed with the other ones, it's a nice bonus. Again, you can make friends. Working on the PCB dating sim, the game I once did, a lot of that was, oh yeah, I get to work with other creators who think my shit is cool, I think their shit is cool. That's good. It just gives you happy hormones and allows you to engage in all the other things, to make art, to learn something, and so on. Finally, S, self-concept, which is the most difficult to explain. I would describe it as external validation, but internal. It's, to me, this, I want to be the sort of person who does this. I want to be a writer. I want to be an artist. As I was thinking about this, something I realized is doing gardening, keeping plants, is very self-concept motivation for me. I like being the sort of person who does that. This is one of my little strawberry plants. It's great. It's wonderful. I saved this one inside to see if the others are outside, and I don't know how well they fare in the winter. So this one's in here as an experiment. I planted 16 at the start. I gave 12 of those away, so I have 4 left over. 3 of them are outside. This one's inside. Here's some coriander. I've been planting more of those. They're from the seeds of the first coriander plant I had. Look how cute it is. And I could plant 400 of them. I have so much coriander. I could. It's a challenge not to. Also, very inherently motivated. It's an inherently kind of a fun thing. It's nice to look at. I have a chili plant that's pragmatically motivated. I like having fruit. I will like having strawberries from that. But yeah, a big motivator will be I like being the sort of person who gardens. It fits my self-image. And that's a nice thing to have. That's, to me, better than someone else patting me on the shoulder. I like being able to pat myself on the shoulder and being like, ah yeah, you did it. We did it, gamers. Fuck, I forgot to do the joke at the pet. So, P.I.L.E.S model, look at these piles of projects I need to get to. That are fucking, why are they all so different? How can I motivate myself to do this and this? Or why do I not feel motivated to do this currently? Yes, I think this captures everything. I think this is a holistic examination of why you might want to make a thing. And ideally, if you're juggling multiple plates, make sure you don't burn yourself out. Make sure to keep a balanced diet. Look what stamina you currently have any of, and use that. You're fucking exhausted, you want to do a fun thing? Cool, do something that to you is inherently motivated. And maybe see if you can later tie that into a bigger thing, and if not, yeah, just let off steam. You wanna meet people, you wanna be cool? Cool, do something that will appeal to people. Don't lose track of the fact that you should also still like it yourself. But